Hey friends, come on in. Happy Saturday. I'm getting this pulled up so I can read comments, but let me know when you pop in where you're watching from. And let's see where we are in the world. It's kind of fun seeing where everybody is coming in from. So, all right, got it pulled up. We have a really quick, fast, fun, easy one. You can definitely blow this up and make it larger. But we are exchanging ATC cards in the VIP group. So I'm doing this painted flower design on some ATCs. So artist trading cards are 2.5 by 3.5. And here's a plain card you can see is a little bit smaller than that. So I like to use, I used to use these a lot, and then I kind of just started using my watercolor paper or mixed media paper and cut them to the 2.5 by 3.5. So you get a little more, card out of it that way. But either way, a lot of people do use plain cards because they're a handy size, and most of them, like if you buy them at a good place, they are the correct size, but sometimes they come like this where you think you're getting the regular size and it's actually a little smaller. Hello guys, glad y'all are coming in. Oh, let's get this shared out. If y'all know somewhere to send it, do it. Let's get this all over. I'm going to send it to my groups. Oops. There we go. All right. Hey, Christy. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Sydney. Okay. So easy, easy. This won't take us long. Let me grab a palette and we'll get going. Should have that already sitting here. Okay. I'm going to make this palette prettier. You can tell the project I just did. This was probably that cow, the most recent browns and all that. Okay. Hey guys. Go. Oh, hi Rosie. Hi Teresa. Hi Nelda. All right. So we're going to put out our colors. I'll tell you what we're doing here. Well, you can see my little, the ones I did last night. And I could have kept going. It was so fun doing them, but I thought I'll just make this a little tutorial today. You don't even need as much paint as I'm putting out. But knowing me, I'll probably do something larger in a little bit. Okay, so you can use any colors that you love. These are all my favorite colors. And when I send out artist trading cards, I like to use my colors so that, the art looks like me. When they see it, they'll know I did it. But you can definitely change up the colors to your favorites. And just get some of them out and ready to go. And then we can do this in no time. In fact, we should time, I think that's all I need. We should time this from start to finish. So it's 12:03, my start time. Okay, so let's do our vase first. I'm going to take this beautiful paradise green. I always forget the name of it. And do my vase. So just any vase shape will work. You could do a flat or a round. I'm just doing something like this. Color it in. It'll need 2 coats. Hey, Cecile. Hi, Deb. Hi, Marcia. Thank y'all for sprinkling. Hi, Tracy. Glad y'all are here. Hopefully we can get this out to more friends. And there's always a replay. I know Saturdays are busy, but I was excited to do a Saturday live where I'm not even in an event. I actually thought I had an event today and was wrong, so it's next week. And Trisha, if you're on here, next week is the week. Woohoo! I'm excited. Next Saturday. She knows what I'm talking about. Okay. There's our little vase. Let's do another shape while that one's drying. We'll do like a more rounded or something. Sometimes you get a vase that's like a big round. So anything you want to do, if you're going to do a design like this. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to have to send back my microphone and get a better one because it just isn't working. It's caused a lot of issues, different issues. So it's definitely the mic. So now I'm just back to using my iPhone mic. So I hope the sound is okay. So now we've got a rounded one. So if you're new to artist trading cards, they are supposed to be 2.5 by 3.5. And You can use mixed media, which I do a lot. My favorite thing is to paint them, just because if it's coming from me, you know, that makes the most sense, because that is my favorite thing, is to paint and do glass art. Since I can't do glass art on these, we'll just paint. But you can definitely do mixed media, which is a big trend with artist trading cards. So anything that you want to do, and you can just use what you have at home. You don't have to buy anything to do them, which is nice. And they're always meant to be given or traded, but not to be sold. So they're kind of like a business card, sort of, you know, where you send one to me and I send one to you. And then we have a little piece of each other's art. I know, I do too, Kim. Hi, Monica. Hi, Belinda. You can hear fine, good. That's just so frustrating, though, that I have to send that back. Anyway, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'll put on my little flowers first. So I'm going to just do the base with my pink. This is Fuchsia Pop. It's such a pretty color. Look how bright. Oops, I touched in that little green here, so I'm just going to kind of work that in. This will obviously need several coats. We're going to do 3 flowers and some greenery. So just 3 circles is all you have to do to get this started. These are my favorite flowers to paint. I've been painting them forever, and just they can be a little different each time. They don't have to be the same. You can have them a little bit oblong or more of an egg shape, or just a round, whatever you want to do. But they're very easy and pretty. Obviously, in the end, they turn out really pretty. And, you know, sometimes I'll have somebody say, I can't do them. Yeah, you can. It just takes a little practice. Don't give up, because they're such an easy flower, but they do turn out really pretty. So you're probably being too hard on yourself. Okay, so we've got our 3 little bases started. Hi, Carrie. Oh, I couldn't sleep last night for nothing. I literally feel like I got about 2 hours of sleep. So I definitely will have to have a nap today to make it through. My dog was all up in my business. If you know what sleeping with a big dog is like, it can be atrocious. Okay, before this even dries, I'm going to take my yellow and just get that on my brush. And we're going to come in and do a little bit of yellow. So just add that to your pink flowers, kind of going around the shape of the flower with that yellow. So that's the second step. Super easy. Everybody can do the circle. And now we're just adding little bits of yellow. And I always say do these like commas. So just like little commas coming around your circle. Or parentheses, you know, that shape. That's your second step. How easy, right? You just can't go wrong, because in the end, even if you're doing thick commas, thin commas, it doesn't matter. It's going to be pretty. It all blends together. There's our second layer. Yes. Aw. That's okay, Carrie. You need the rest. Like, don't feel guilty. You work so hard. So enjoy your time off and doing nothing for a change. I'm going to go ahead and come on in here and start doing some leaves. I'm going to take that dark green and just kind of get some shapes of leaves down. They don't have to be perfect, you guys. You can make these so quick. Just get some leaves in here. Kind of football shape-ish. That's always kind of what I tell people, is think of a football shape, and there's your leaves. And I just eyeball it and see what I think it needs, you know. I think that's good. I'm trying to picture, because you have to picture other things in it. So I add little yellow flowers. I add a couple of spritz of these. So, you know, I'm kind of looking at that thinking, when I get all that added, it's going to be pretty. Y'all with me? Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Yes, I love doing the artist trading cards, and it's a great way to be creative if you don't have a lot of time too. So you can, whip these out real quick, even before or after work if you're tired, but you need something, and art always de-stresses me. So it's kind of a big bang for the buck, or for the little time you're putting in, you're getting a really pretty thing out of it. And then bonus, you can share it with coworkers or neighbors or swaps like what I do. Maybe you go to a doctor appointment and give one to the girl that checks you out, just blessing people with little pieces of art. And trust me, they will love it. So don't think, oh, that's embarrassing. They wouldn't want that. Yes, they would. Trust me. If you've got a desk and a boring computer, you'd love to have a little piece of art to hang by it. So they would love it. I've only used this one brush. I haven't even changed brushes. I'm still using just a filbert. It's a 4, a small. I'm going to grab some more of this Paradise Green. I don't know why I cannot remember the name. And come back and do another coat. Sometimes I add white to this just to give it a little streakiness in it. Depends on how dark I did my background. So on the background, this is just mixed media paper that I went ahead and painted the whole sheet. So I just took a large brush and just quickly did the whole background and then cut them out into this 2.5 by 3.5. So if we take a little white, tap off a little bit, that's a lot, and just kind of bring that in, you'll kind of have some streakiness in your base. And I'm just blending it in a little bit. So it just gives you a little something extra. And I just keep swapping out and just doing this one now. But just a couple of coats will do it for sure. I'm using DecoArt Americana craft paint. It, to me, is the best inexpensive paint. For craft paint, it does cover really well, and they have great colors. So I am an affiliate, and I've got a code on my pinned to the top of my page and on my website if you want a discount. If you go to their website, you get the discount. Otherwise, you can pick it up at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and all those places. Amazon. I definitely watch for the sales, whether it's on the website or Michael's is usually where I see the sales because I have one close by. Okay. Y'all doing okay? Just did a whole sheet. Perfect. It's really great to just do a whole page at a time. And this is just a portion of what I have. I have probably 30 of these ready to go. So literally, maybe I'm finishing a show or finishing a video of somebody, and I just have a little time, I'll just pull a few out and do a few, and you can just really knock them out that way. I'm taking some lime green. This is called sour apple, adding it to my leaves. I'll do that on each one. You can also just mix some yellow with your green to get this color. But since I love paint, I like to buy all the colors. But your yellow and green will make a lime green. Put a lot or a little. I like a lot. I'm probably going to put a little more on this one, I think. I know that I was heavy-handed enough. Kind of gives a really pretty contrast. Okay, let me clean this brush. Hi, Debbie. How are you this morning? Afternoon? It is afternoon. Depending on where you live, though. All right. So I'm going to come back in here and do more commas with our Fuchsia Pop. Ooh, Ooh, that was a lot. Same brush, just coming around again. This type of flower loves the layers. In fact, acrylic paint in general is a great paint to do lots of layers. I don't think you can go wrong. So just kind of keep working it. I know you're covering up some of your yellow, but trust me, you'll get this when you're done. Just keep it up. Just get it on there and then go to the next and just kind of keep on with the layers. ATC cards 2x3, 2.5 by 3.5 is the standard size. Now, if you're in a swap group, they may have set a certain size, but the way they started was 2.5 by 3.5 so that they fit into those baseball card holders, those plastic little folder things. I need to make a video to show y'all all the beautiful ones I've collected. I've got so many. And I love it because each one looks like the person, you know, that sends it. So this gives you an idea. You don't have to do this and you don't have to do it in the same colors, but you can see how quick we can put these together. Now, this is the first time I've gone to a different brush. It's just a very small detail brush. So I'm going to pull some yellow. And then pull some white with it. If you'll add just a little white to your yellow, it'll be a lot more opaque because it's a very translucent color. So by adding a little white, it's going to make it show up much better and have better coverage. So grab that yellow and we're just going to do some dots. So this is just representative of little yellow flowers that we are adding. You'll see it start to come together. Hi, Veronica. Thank you so much for sprinkling. Happy Mail Purple. Oh, I'm so glad, Becky. I tell you, one day I'm going to take some photography lessons because I can never get good photos, but they do. I think art is just so much prettier in person, you know, anyway. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I love sending out art. And this is why ATCs are such a great thing. We've been swapping them in my group for a long time. And we just do it by whoever wants to, you know, it's everything in my group is optional, but if you want to, we love to swap. Or of course, you know, there's a few that will send it to anybody without expecting one in return. You know, really the point of these is to give, you know. Okay. Then I'm also going to take this detail brush and grab my green and then put a few, what I just call little streaky, you know, kind of leaf, grass, you know, whatever they put into these arrangements. You know, sometimes it's just like this, like little pieces here and there, like that. And it just adds a little something else to it. Don't overthink it. Just get in here and put a few here and there. So thank you. Well, it's really easy. You just practice a little bit and then you'll have it down. And you could even paint this large, you know, like paint it on a 16 by 20 if you want to. It's a really pretty little design. Now in the VIP group I do give them a tracer for these kind of things. I'm going to just keep using this detail brush. Let's keep going around and adding. So I'm going to do the yellow again. So I'll just add a little here and put some more yellow back in. So you're kind of adding yellow, adding pink, adding yellow, adding pink, just back and forth until you stop when you like it. So if at any point you're like, oh, that's pretty, then you just stop there. And I just kind of keep going until I get to that point. It's going to be different for each person, right? So what I think is a finished flower may not be for somebody else. Oh, I hope so. I really do, because that's what draws me to art and this type of art, because I want to relax while I paint. I started painting when my mom had Alzheimer's, and it was such a stressful time in our lives. And oh boy, it just helped me so much. So I really encourage all women, even if you don't have something stressful happening right now, at some point we all will, and you'll have this hobby to do, and like in my case, a supportive group of women to kind of help you through it and encourage you. And I love it. I just love what we do and having the art. Easy, fun, happy art. Again, I'm picking up my pink, and this probably will be it for me. Once I do some more pink on here, I think these will be good. So since I've gone to this smaller brush, I can be a little more intentional with these commas and just kind of be sure the flower's filled in how I want it. As opposed to the larger brush, you're just kind of getting the color down. But now I can actually, be sure that it's how I want it to look. And all just done with a small brush and some comma shapes. These right here, I blended a little more together. Let me show y'all what that would look like. So I'm going to go back to my, it's not large by any means, but my larger filbert brush. It's like a number 4. So let's take some pink and just touch into that yellow. And if you just kind of blend it together more, so grab some pink, a little yellow, kind of blend it together on here. And then go to our smaller brush. And do some commas. And then maybe a little more yellow. Then you start to have more of that blended look. So whichever style you like. There you go. Oh, I know, so small. Hi, Andrew, glad you're here. I've seen you around. How are you doing today? Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. The weather is a little bit cooler here in Fort Worth, Texas. How is y'all's weather? We've got that storm down south, so it's kind of had brought in a little rain yesterday and cooler temps, which we desperately needed. It's been so hot. Now, The only other thing that I might do is some final highlights. So I'm going to take this lime green and I'm going to take some white, mix those together, and get a really light green. So you can use white. A lot of people use white for their highlights, but if you'll use just a light shade of this green, it will really be pretty. See that? So I really like using that color with a little white. Thank y'all for the hearts. Hi, Joan. Hi, Kim. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Happy Saturday. Yes, don't they? It really, the highlights, don't forget those because it does make them pop. And you can put more color with it, you know, like you can brush it on, like, you know, brush it on the leaves more than what I'm doing if you want to. Just does make them pop. Having the right brushes just makes painting so easy. And I do love this set of brushes. If you ever want to know what I use, I try to keep it up to date on just go to my website, which surely is down linked at the bottom. I don't see it on my iPad, but hopefully y'all do. There should be a little link you can click and it'll take you to my website, which is artgracepaint.com. And I've got everything on there. So our group is open. If you've been thinking about joining our group, do it while it's open. And at least try it for a month. That's what I always say is give it a month. And if you're like, no, not for me, that's okay. Just walk out. You just like you came in, you just walk back out. Just cancel before the next month comes up. But we have such a great group of ladies, and it's so relaxing that I think you'll love it. But also on that website, what I was really starting to say was I've got a page about my favorite supplies, and there's a link that takes you to my Amazon list. And I've got several lists. So I've got one for my glass art supplies, one for art supplies, you know, and other things. But just go to the art supplies. These are my favorite little detail brushes. All right, so now the last thing that I do on these, you can also take a little green and make little stem-like, so just like that, just a tiny little mark to kind of represent a stem. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's so tiny that it's almost like, you know, not a big deal if you have it or not. But why not? We'll go ahead and do that, because like this one does have a little more room for the little mark. Some of them you see it's just super tiny. And when they dry, when this is good and dry, I will glue two of these together. And your backside doesn't have to be painted. It can be just your white mixed media paper. It can just be the white. And glue them together using any type of permanent glue. And there you go. That would be what you send to somebody, and then they send you one in return. And that's super fun. But I do like leaving these around or giving them to people like nurses and people like that I come in contact with. Because it brightens their day. Wouldn't it brighten yours if somebody handed you one that they had done? So don't be embarrassed, you know, and do put your contact info on the back. You don't have to put your phone number or anything, but put like, you know, if you have a website or if you have a Facebook page you want them to go to, things like that. Okay, so the last thing I do is my little dots. And I'll take a little black. You could use a dark red or whatever. You could use yellow. It doesn't really matter the color. And then you can use any type of little dotting tool. What did I use last night? Oh, I know. It was this. I wanted something really small, and I was afraid the dotting tools that I have were going to be too large. Let's see if I... Now that it's daylight, it was dark last night and late, and here's one. This is a good one. So anything that you have that makes a small dot, that I pulled this because this is like my little Cricut tool, but see what a tiny dot it'll make. Take that with your black. So if you don't have something like this, paper clip, you know, and then just dot around. I do like 7 or 9 usually. Oops, let me do all of them. Let's see. So that kind of finishes it off, giving it some little seeds in the middle. And that's optional. You don't have to. You love it. Thank you. Yes, that's right. Put a scripture on the back or on the front if you have room, and it's good to go. Instead of buying Hallmark cards, paint your own. Get you some watercolor cards or mixed media cards. You can get them at any Hobby Lobby or Michael's or online. I've got some in my Amazon list. And send those because people would much rather have your art than a Hallmark card, you know? Okay. Why don't we put a couple together? Let me grab. It depends on what I have handy, but you can just literally use your Mod Podge to glue these together. You know, any glue whatsoever. Oh, and I do the edges too. I'll take whatever color I want and just run it along the edges with my finger. So I'll take this with a old brush. I always use my old brushes and coat it really well. You want to be sure and get the whole card, including all the edges, so that it doesn't come up. And I've never had any trouble with the ones I had Mod Podge. Sometimes different glues, like if you use a glue stick, they may not last. They may kind of pop up on you. So it just depends on what you're using and if it's good and permanent. Okay. And there you go. That one's ready to be, once you put your initials or sign it or put something on the back, then it'll be ready to send. And that's all you do. So easy. Let me get an envelope. Hold, please. I'm going to send this one to one of y'all. So make a comment, any comment, and while I'm looking for a marker to write on this. Okay, let me move this for a second. We'll send this one out, and you'll get to see this in your mailbox. And what I usually put on the back is my name, I sign it, and put my website. And that's really all I do, and I would hand this out. That's it. Did y'all enjoy that? Such a quick little lesson, right? But aren't they pretty? They make me happy, and I hope they make y'all happy. And look at your napkin. This is just a paper towel that I use to wipe my paint on, and it's pretty. Thanks, Brenda. Aw, thanks, Christy. Thank you, guys. Well, I'm happy that y'all popped in. I hope that you're having a great day and a good weekend. I'm going to come through here and scroll. And I'm going to try to land on somebody at the end because I know a lot of people have probably already left. So scroll, stop. Joan Grimes, beautiful ideas. Joan, my friend, you're getting the first one of these. I've got your address. So I'll pop this in the mail. It won't go out today. It's already ran. But I will get it out Monday. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you all so much. And just looking to see if I've missed anything. Thank you, guys. Looks like tie-dye. Yeah, it did. The paper towel. All right. Have a wonderful day. I will see y'all Monday. Bye-bye.